everyone. This is Zita from Heartstrings Connection, and we have Charu and Daira with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to be discussing about the different messages and channel messages that we're receiving from the quantum field, and as well as the astrological significance of where the divine masculine are and the awakening of the divine feminine. So this time around, when we went to the quantum field, we understood the awakening of the divine feminine, as well as like in the end of the video, I'll be doing a light language activation in order to lift our energies up. So let's start with the Charu. Charu helping us understand the astrological importance of the time period where we are at right now.
Yeah, one of the common thing that I've observed in the astrological aspects of this year in particular is the influence of the outer planets like the Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So, scientifically speaking, these are the planets which are away from the influence of the sun. They are very far off. The distance of these planets are very far off from the sun. And these kind of transits that happen by the outer planets it doesn't happen very frequently like the inner planets. So the transits take a lot of time to move around the sun, and hence its influence is very deep inside of us in a very in the conscious and unconscious levels. So when I look into these aspects of all these outer planets, it just talks to me about how much the influence or how much these planets are going to facilitate us to clean our subconscious feelings at this point in time. They're going to hit us on a very deep level. Two of a very significant astrological aspect or conjunctions that are very important at this time is the Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, which will last until the 2021. And the same conjunction of Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, 23 degrees of Capricorn, happened 500 years ago in the year of 1518. And during that time, there was a lot of transformation on a very collective level, which changed the face of the world. So exact conjunction is happening even now at this point in time. And these are happening, the conjunction in the Capricorn of Saturn and Pluto is happening in the south nodes. So basically, the south node talks about the blessings that an individual comes down with in the present lifetime, and those aspects that we have to move past off. So that's what the south node depicts. So what the Saturn and Pluto is talking about right now is the deep cleansing of our subconscious and clearing of the past lives. That's what it's depicting, implying. Also, Saturn represents the limitations, and it also talks about the cycle of life, birth, and death and rebirth. And the aspect of a Saturn is that it exposes the duality. It has dual natures. One is that it has an element of air within it. So it can help hold the structures together or help break the structures together for the betterment. So that's the aspect of Saturn. And for Pluto, Pluto is the planet of, again, death and resurrection. So this conjunction of Saturn and Pluto basically talks about, on a very individual level within each one of us, it is talking about the cleansing of the unwanted vibrations outside of us. It's going to be it's going to be very, very intense during this time.
Yes, Charu. So, when Charu was speaking about the unwanted vibrations within inside, right, and as well as like the explanation about the subconscious and relating to our past life, and the energy from all of it is the energy of the spiral life. Our awakening in spiral. So what it means that when we like see, the way that the divine feminine has to look into healing has to change. So there is a huge collective energy of twin flame energy that we've gone through. There are so many things which is written and said, and we've gone through a very twin flame conditioning as well. So all that has to break. So there's going to be a huge whale of energies that has to be broken, and the way that the energy has been put out or seen by the divine feminine has to awaken as well. Yes, the divine masculine are coming up in their healing, but for the divine feminine, the way that you are healing has to shift, and as well as this unwanted vibration, the way that we've addressed it before, and the healing, I'm hearing that for all the divine feminine, from the beginning of the journey till now, healing is going to get easier as the perception is going to shift in our as the veils are going to be removed. So this vibrations, unnecessary there's nothing unnecessary vibrations, and we need to like see it in that way. It's all about the past life pain that we've carried and the energy that we are a purpose, the purpose that we are born with, and clearing of the past life. So at this time period, all I'm hearing is that the past life trauma as well as the merge energies both are going to sync together, and that's what we are seeing through. So that's a beautiful explanation, like with all the periodic time and the time that we are here and everything, but also we have put up information, the channel information that we've got. If you followed our videos, we've spoken about the role of the divine feminine in the 2020 energy, because in the 2020 energy we are stepping into the twin flame bond. So before the 2020 energy, divine feminine were going through self awakening. We were like reaching into a place of wholeness, but with all the healing that had to be done regularly and to reach a place of wholeness, from the stepping into the 2020 energy, it's influenced into the twin flame bond, the energetic energy of the twin flame. So that's bringing up certain things. So it's the past life healing and the merge. So one more thing that I want to like talk about, which Charu is going to give us more understanding about it, is a vision that we all, me, Charu and Dara, like when we went in the quantum field, and this is a message what we got for the divine feminine, and how, and understanding how a divine feminine awakens into the twin flame journey, the body impact and our energy, like how we kind of like awaken to that. So they showed us the energy of how it's done. The awakening is through a solar plexus because of a twin flame connection. Like I said, there are many different ways of awakening, and twin flame awakening is always connected to a divine counterpart awakening, right? So that's what we go through. So when we kind of like encounter our divine masculine, we understand it in the solar plexus. And also that said, during the time we didn't have the amount of understanding that we have right now to energetically, in order to understand that it was through our solar plexus, but back then, but it's an energy light code activation is what I'm hearing in the solar plexus chakra, which kind of like identifies of who your twin is. So as that happens, it kind of like creates chaos in our mind, the pain, the mental pain that we yeah, go through is what I'm hearing. It starts affecting up pineal gland in our brain, and then it affects our life force and energy in our throat. It's the thyroid, and produce the mental stress, the mental trauma, the destruction what's happening to us through the awakening of the solar plexus is so strong that it awakens our energy body. So during that time, so when I think this is the separation phase, is when the divine feminine goes through this. There's so many thoughts in our mind that we cannot like harness it anymore. It goes out of control, right? And that creates an produces hormones, and that's when we have ascension symptoms at the time, and like our energy bodies awaken at that time. So this is our awakening. And during that awakening of time period of the divine feminine, me as well, right? Like in a sense, like I thought it was acidity, or the throat infections, or um, depression, stress. So there are many things that we go through, but we do not understand the awakening process. So during that time, during the very time of the pain and everything that we experience, the one thing that we want to go through and come out of it. We are not in the energy to go through. We're not like allow things to happen to us in that period, because that pain is like so supernatural as our energy bodies are being awakened, right? So during that time, we go through an awakening path to ourselves. We want to get out of this energy and be whole. So that was the energy. It was not literally a twins. The pain that we carried from a twins was existed, but it was all about us feeling better, us feeling better. So that's exactly what's happening with the divine masculines right now. It's a message that we received from the quantum field, where the divine masculine energy in the brain is going, very hectic, and has affected the awakening of the pineal gland and the thyroid, and that's like awaken their energy body. So this is also having an effect on the divine feminine. So whatever we experience for years and years in being on the twin flame journey is a balancing. So now I'm feeling the divine feminine will be rewarded more on this balance and energy, and that's the energy of the divine masculine. We can go through that later as Daira speaks. Daira is going to be speaking more about the divine masculine energy. But what Charu said, there's so much beautiful explanation in what's been put out, the way that she spoke about the energies. The spiral energy, going through it again, and the unwanted energy is what is supposed to be seen as a past life energy. So everything which was a burden, like I said in the previous of the videos, if you've been following us, you know that like the past life energies, and there is always a sync with everything. There is a sync from past life to this lifetime, and we carry that very strong. But there's something more coming through. Mhm. Yes. So one more thing that if you've heard us in the previous videos is that like we didn't have this understanding in many lifetimes that we've had, right? Like Charu very beautifully explained that 500 years ago, is that what it is, Charu? Like 500 years ago, there was a collective conscious of energy. Even when she was saying that, like I could see our energy, I did see my divine masculine's energy, part of that, us being a part of that. But we do not understand what was going through us. We didn't have an awakening. We didn't have an awakening to understand the hurt that we went through, the traumas that we went through over and over again. And we didn't know it was a twin flame journey. We didn't know how to heal ourselves. And now we have that ability to kind of like, so we are in a very beautiful place, and knowing, that we're twin flame, and knowing what we're going through and like how to come out of it. So this is a very beautiful, significant place that we are in that helps us come out of it. So now there has to be a shift in divine feminine energy, is what I'm hearing, because divine masculine energy are already stepping into their energy body energy. So and also I'm hearing that the divine masculine are transitioning from the hermit mode into the reaction mode. They're kind of like taking actions. So everything that they went through before was in a very human level, very 3D level. So now they're experiencing energy, what they never understood. So if there is any divine masculine listening to, I feel the energy of the divine masculine listening. So this is a message for all of you. The divine feminine survived it. We are here, and we've been experiencing bliss, and it's all good. So just go through it is what I would say to anyone who's listening to this, any divine masculine. So it's easy, just go through the energy, and as well as the divine feminine energy is like holding you strong. And we are here. We've been in this journey for a long time now, and like we're still here and alive. So it's gonna be easy. Just let the energies go through. Also, like I'm tapping when I'm tapping into the kind of energy of the divine feminine. It's a little funny, but yeah. So they're just like, the energy that I'm getting is that they've been affected by every moon. They're almost like scared of the new moon and the full moon because they feel that, it's affecting them in that way. So that's nice. But yeah, we've been here for a long time, and it's going to be easy. Just let the energies go, work with the energies, not against the energy. So one, that was another information for the divine feminine and the divine masculine who are listening. I just want to convey this message that we got from the quantum field, is that to work with the energy and not against it. For example, there are many divine feminine who, they're asking me to convey that, not to have a routine, not to have a routine. When you cannot sleep in the night, don't force yourself, and you have to like wake up at 5 in the morning, and like do not have a routine. Work with the energy and not against it. If you're not sleepy, if you're not able to sleep at night, is absolutely okay. Work with that energy. Don't like immediately try to heal out of it and jump out of that energy, but work with that energy. Know that the energy is, working to help you heal. So work with energy, meditate, whatever makes you comfortable at the time. So, take care of yourself is the energy that I'm hearing. The same thing for the divine masculine. So take good care of yourself. The energies are heavy, and only, once the integration has been done, like once the energy works, only then you can like move out of it. So it's very normal. It's fine. Work with the energy is what I'm hearing, and as well as the energy of the spiral and every planetary alignment, and everything is taking us to the same place again, and everything that we couldn't heal in our past lifetimes. For example, so one might have lost the child, like whatever trauma that we went through, maybe it was money issue. Even then the fear which kind of like comes up, the things that we've carried lifetime and lifetime and lifetime and lifetime of not healing, that's what is going to be awakening in us, and we have to see it in a different way and be open to it, and heal is the energy. So this is the right time, the energy of the spiral. So when the planets are like falling back in alignment like that, it's helping us to go into a subconscious. What Charu was talking about is all about the past life healing, and the merge energy. So since the divine masculine's energy bodies are being awakened right now, there's merge energies. The level of merges are different, and each twin flame goes through different kind of merge energies according to that energy where they are at. Like though it is a collective phenomenon, it's a very individual. So based on your energy, based on your healing, you merge. So if anyone is interested to hear messages from the quantum field, or to help you with the merge energies and healing on it, please do write to us, is what I'm hearing. But this is the energy, the past life healing and the merge energies are coming through. It's a very beautiful energy. You need to like start seeing it for the good rather than the bad, and getting scared about it. Like talk more good things, and like when you lift yourself up, get tapped into your goddess energies, lift yourself up, know that this is a beautiful time, and like don't consider, I mean, what I'm hearing is that like every portal, like the X and the Y, and then when you particular draw a point, a portal, when the energies are very high, we do go through that without our control, isn't it? We automatically go in through that, and we come out of that. So that itself, energy is very high. So don't be in that energy the entire day. So as and when you can like go out of that energy, and recently we did something on Facebook as well, isn't it? Like we three went through something very difficult, but we had a shot of happiness at that time. Share it, like use your energies to lift you up. You don't have to be in the heavy energy the entire day. So as much as happiness you can tap into that and live that moment, is the energy. Center your energy, ground your energy. So this is a phase of understanding that you need to start getting into, um, is the energy connection, being centered, and connect with yourself more, and lift lift the energies is the energies that I'm hearing. Yeah, Charu, you want to continue?
Just a
Yes.
short thing about another conjunction, which is it's not a conjunction, I would say that it's an eclipse season. We face the Cancer Capricorn eclipse season from the time of December to until it's going to happen until July. So Cancer carries the very feminine energy. whereas the Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn and hence carries a very masculine energy. So this again, this eclipse cycle, if you look at the astrological chart also, the placement of these two signs is 180 degrees apart. So this basically talks about the balancing that's happening. I mean, it's like a portal for balancing of the energies of the divine feminines and the divine masculines. Like the divine feminines, through the process of their healing, helping the divine masculines. Helping the divine masculines to become whole, because that's the energy that this leap year is also carrying, the energy of number 8, which will be explained by Tyra. But this is another significant eclipse season. Eclipse season generally does not just contain one eclipse cycle, it contains 3 cycles. So working with the portal of eclipse season is very, very important, because it carries a multiple number of energies within it itself in the span of like 6 months. So Cancer Capricorn eclipse cycle is another significant astronomical phenomenon that will be lasting until the July.
Mhm. And as well as Charu, about that stress hormone, is there something that you want to include?
What you explained, Z, was just very beautiful, and just want to maybe explain a little bit about the thyroid gland. Maybe it's a butterfly shaped gland in front of our neck, and this basically. When it gets suppressed due to the stress environment that we are exposed to, or because of our whatever anxiety that we're going through, it regulates our metabolism, the energy levels, and the vital functions of our body, like maybe even the sleep patterns, the eating patterns. All these are also modified
Mhm.
because of just that thyroid gland like being suppressed like that. And one of the most significant outcomes of the thyroid gland being being suppressed like that is depression and anxiety.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So
this is
whatever.
basically what Zita was talking about, the
Yes.
depression
Yes.
that we were facing at that time.
Yes.
To
Yes. So all of this, including our
Activate.
body symptoms and everything, it pulls the energy towards inside ourselves, for our own healing. But for the divine feminine who's been on this journey for a long time, I'm hearing since the energy body of your divine masculine has been awakened, everything is coming into the physical, like in a sense, like um, our health is coming back to us, is what I'm hearing in the physical. So we were in a very high place before with the healing and everything, so we're grounding it in the physical, for the physical unions to occur, is energy that I'm hearing. So anything related with your hair, your skin, your stamina, with working out, and like, for few I'm hearing it is the migraines, for few it is a digestive system, which no matter like what we put ourselves, there's always some kind of imbalance. And I also see, the womb related issue, and the grounding, the feet hurting under the feet, and all of these things. So everything we went through, which was required for the kundalini energy and the energy that is like, we were put into, and it was very important for our healing and everything. So now that the divine masculine's energy body has been awakened, we are going to start healing. There's going to be a rapid healing as we are coming back into the physical. We are like grounding it in the physical. So that's the energy that I'm hearing, and we are being whole with our divine masculine, since their energy body's been open. And one more message that I want to convey about the divine masculines is that, like, for the divine feminine, be more considerate of your divine masculine's feeling, is what I'm hearing, and what you put out. Give them their space, give them their energy, and respect what they're going through is the energy, and that's the energy what I'm asked to convey at this time period for the divine feminine, is what I'm hearing. Dara, like.
Yeah, absolutely. I am very grateful for the messages that came out of Charu and Zita, and a lot came through, especially with the balance in number 8 and what the divine masculines are going through and the divine feminine and how they're all correlated together, and how it's all revolving around wholeness and the merging that's taking place in a different level. And we've just entered the spring equinox, which is symbolizing of a new season, spring. And Aries is the sign which starts this off and is the first zodiac sign as well. So the sun returning to the sign of Aries signifies the start of the new cycle. And these two, the sun and the sign of Aries, are both the polarities of the masculine. So there's a lot of masculine polarities. And now that we're in the new moon, it's also the new moon in Aries. So there's a lot of masculine energies happening. And it's also affecting the divine feminine as well, because it's the masculine within us as well, the divine feminine and divine masculine within us. And the masculine polarities implies that the divine masculine are being pushed to be able to take action and initiative, tending to their heart's desires. And it's also the transition of the sun coming back to the first sign of the zodiac. And this is also symbolized the rebirth of divine masculine. And I really, really like how Charu explained the Saturn and the Pluto. And I also want to let everyone know how the planet Saturn and Pluto, their transits are very long, and when it changes and shifts, it always symbolizes a new time period and a new rebirth. And so that's like the mass awakening of the divine masculine, and how this is also healing the divine feminine as well. And so this is actually the portal.
1 minute, Dharamala. In my own experience, if you see that, like, another testimony about the awakening of the divine masculine and the polarity and the merge energies, is that, like, so everything that I went through, I think most divine feminine are going through it, in a sense, like the divine feminine have been on the journey for a long time. Whatever we experienced in the beginning of the awakening, for example, the certain birds that visited us, or the healing that we had to do with that certain amount, understanding of the healing, what was going through, whatever happened, like, I'm hearing whatever that we've experienced before, it's very personal to every individual, is what I'm hearing for every divine feminine. It's happening again. The signs that we haven't seen for a long time, since the early awakening of us, is happening again. So if this is happening with you, that's because of the mass awakening of the divine masculine. So that's occurring, that's a start of their energy body connection. So that's what's happening, is what I want to say. So this is something that I've been seeing. So everything what I've been seeing, like, right early in the awakening cycle, like, I'm seeing the same sync almost the same way. Like, I remember it so well, like everything was like so fresh and new. So this talks about the energy body activation of the divine masculine, the awakening to it. So everything the divine masculine went through before it was in a very 3D way. They started understanding the 3D relationship, they started understanding the karmic cycles, they started understanding their work and their heart's desire and everything. So now the energy body activation, so they're awakening to energies, is what I'm hearing. Mm-hmm.
So elaborating more on the current energy, the spring equinox is also a great portal, which is bringing in the waves of balance, and it comes with the energy of number 8. And the energy of number 8 has an infinity symbol to it. So there's two circles, which is the duality consciousness, and then they're coming together as one. So it's the transition to oneness, and also the veil becoming thin for the merge between the spiritual and the physical world. So, and also the merging of the masculine and feminine energies from within. So there's a lot of shift in that, and more turning inwards. And that's what's happening currently with the astrologer.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So everything was a very the merge energies and coming closer energies, and this is the energies which is kind of like helping us ground in the physical. So taking care of yourself, oneself is very important. So we'll be doing a light language activation. I'll be channeling Lord Ganesh to kind of like help us, and like also Daira mentioned very beautifully, the divine masculine within us, the masculine energy. So that's affecting our energy, and we need to like bring balance to it. So that'll be the light language which we'll be doing. But if we also do new moon rituals every new moon ritual on our page in Facebook. It also has the light language activations for your particular zodiac sign, because it's very important during the new moon to have your zodiac clearing, your crystals been activated, and being open to the new energies. So we'll be doing a new moon activation, connecting to the moon energy and clearing, and for a new beginning that'll be posted on our Facebook page. If you're interested, we'll put up the information on our description. So now let's connect to Lord Ganesh's energy. So this is helping us balance the energies, the divine masculine, divine feminine within us, is what I'm hearing. So all that I saw, the light language activation was the divine masculine were calling out for the divine feminine, and then we were tending to them. We were there and helping them with the energies that they are going through. So that's the activation was all about, and hope this helped everyone with the current energies which is taking place. We love you all, and thank you for the love and support that we receive on an everyday basis. Sending you love and light.